the female assassin deliberately disguised herself as a pregnant woman to carry out her assassination mission. She then mimicked the physical discomfort of pregnancy. Taking advantage of the moment when security personnel sought help for her, she quickly stood up and switched the ambassador's carelessly placed phone. After waiting a few minutes, the electromagnetic device in the phone would activate, causing the ambassador's immediate death. At that moment, the hall erupted in chaos as accompanying staff loudly called for medical assistance. But just as she stepped into the elevator to leave, a security guard happened to be going out to request backup. However, as the only visitor present, no matter how perfect her disguise, she inevitably drew the security's attention. Yet she remained calm as a professional assassin. She was already prepared for her identity being exposed. They fought their way from the lower floors to the upper levels. Although her martial arts skills were indeed exceptional, the terrain limitations prevented her from showcasing her agility advantages. But her fake pregnancy belly wasn't purely decorative in critical moments, it could serve as protective gear. Unfortunately, the fighting sounds in the elevator were too loud, making it impossible for her to retreat quietly. However, her organization had equipped this mission with an extraction team that had already planned an escape route for her. To shake off her pursuers, she chose to try alternative evacuation methods. When security personnel burst through the door and saw the massive hole in the conference room glass, they instinctively assumed the assassin had used a high-altitude escape method. But in reality, she was already changing clothes in the stairwell at that moment. In just a few minutes, the pregnant woman had transformed into hotel staff. She then naturally walked out of the stairwell. All she needed to do next was head to the predetermined extraction point, and this operation would be perfectly concluded. But something went wrong with the extraction team. A man suddenly burst into the room, unhesitatingly knocked out the contact person, and then changed the extraction location. His true intention was simply to meet with her. At the same time, she had already received the new extraction location information. After emerging from the subway station, she needed to change her appearance once more to avoid being tracked. She changed her entire look in just over 10 seconds. Meanwhile, when the pickup vehicle arrived at the extraction point, she quickly noticed scratches on the car body. She realized the organization would never send a flawed vehicle for extraction, so the driver must be problematic. She immediately turned and fled, even remembering to draw her gun to create chaos. As long as she blended into the crowd, she could ensure her safety. David also felt helpless. Intelligent women were indeed difficult to handle. The next morning, David thoroughly cleaned the car. He had also been an assassin in the past, and she was his daughter. Years ago, to escape the organization, he had even used a fake death method, then entrusted his daughter to a friend's care. But unexpectedly, his daughter was taken by the organization and trained into a new generation of top assassins. David deeply understood the dangers of the assassination industry, so he wanted to meet his daughter and bring her away with him. Since direct contact had failed, he would guide her to come to him voluntarily. He recorded coordinates on a card, then deliberately damaged the company vehicle. Because the organization's leader couldn't tolerate such humiliation, they would inevitably send an assassin for revenge. And currently, only she and the sole assassination team could take on this mission.